Hey everyone, good morning. So I just woke up before work a bit earlier, and I'll try to finish the alternative ending. So let's try to do it. Yeah, refuse. Here we go. I gripped Ola's wrist so hard that she squeaked, either from pain or from surprise.
Видишь?
Don't. Cautious whispers spread through the room. Ears twitched on the masks. Okay, Wolf looks very unhappy. Shadows slid from one place to another.
Что такое? Что случилось?
What's wrong? Did something happen?
Ничего страшного.
It's
Просто
fine.
Тоша верит в несуществующий диабет.
Funny joke, but sorry, after I seen your other face, It's just Tosha believes in non-existing diabetes.
Расказни родителей.
Parents lie.
Разбудите меня, когда он перестанет валять
Wake me
дурака.
up when he stops fooling around. Grandpa Frost leaned into me. He smelled of caramel and just a tiny bit of dampness.
Давайте не будем портить праздник, друзья.
Let's not spoil this wonderful occasion, my friends.
Сегодня каждый должен веселиться. Ешьте и пляшите.
Everybody should be having fun today. Eat and dance. I like how the music became like unnerving. Ola tried to pull her hand away, but I kept it in my clutches. I looked at the sweets and then at the tall old man and tried to focus on a barely discernible stench coming from him. The stench of rot and decay, masked with a sugary aroma, the foul smell of a beast. Yeah, I kinda thought that's actually him, but like, as I said in previous gameplay, I wanted to see what happens. It felt like I was finally able to shrug off some strong delusion. Fear, exhaustion, and cold returned to me.
Спасибо, но мы сыты.
Thank you, but we're not hungry. Come on, Ola.
Мы пойдем, наверное. Мама с папой переживают уже.
And I think we'll be going. Mom and Dad are probably worried sick already. I dragged my sister toward the exit, but Alisa stood in our path. She had a china platter in her hands. For a brief moment, I imagined maggots crawling inside it, but as soon as my eyes darted toward the offering, I saw gummy worms instead of a vomit-inducing, breathing balls of living ones.
Прошу, Антон. Мы же друзья, правда?
Anton, please, we're friends, right? Unless there's like a bigger bamboozle that proves that at least she's a friend. I'm not believing it.
Мы даже больше, чем друзья.
And now she's trying to seduce him. We're even more than friends.
Вспомни, что я обещала.
Remember my promise?
Никто не причинит тебе зла, пока я рядом.
Nobody will hurt you as long as I'm here. Well, I'm pretty sure kinda did not keep this
Ни
promise.
тебе, ни Оле.
Neither you nor Ola.
Так что съешь, пожалуйста, всего одну.
So please, eat at least one.
Съешь, а?
Pretty please.
Антон, пусти! Ну пусти!
Sorry, Ola, it's for your good. For your own good. Let me go, Anton, let me go.
Теперь и ты все мне запрещаешь, прям как мама.
You're just like mom now, forbidding me from doing anything. Ola convulsed hysterically, trying to free herself from my clutches.
Это неправильно.
This is
Всё
wrong.
здесь какое-то неправильное.
Everything is wrong about this place.
Вот как?
Is that
А
so?
ты не задумывался, что из неправильного тут только твое мировоззрение?
Have you considered that maybe the only thing that is wrong here is your perception?
Как ты думаешь, что делают те таблетки, которые ты глотаешь круглые сутки, м?
Ever thought what those pills that you gulp down every day do to you? Huh?
Они искажают реальность, путают мысли, уводят тебя со снежной тропинки.
This is actually true. I remember he was taking some pills, and it seems like they kind of forgot about showing him taking those every day, but I'm pretty sure he does that. They twist reality, they tangle your thoughts, they lead you away from the snowy trail. I looked at Alisa with suspicion, searching for a comeback, but I couldn't find one. I remembered what was Bloody Mitten, but that was just an illusion.
Кто вы?
Who are you?
А на кого мы похожи?
And who do we look like to you? Like nightmares that ravage my sick mind.
С нами вас никто больше не накажет, не запрет в комнате, не бросит в одиночестве.
With us, nobody ever will punish you. Nobody will lock you up in your room or abandon you.
Отныне никто не заставит вас делать то, что вам не хочется.
From this moment on, nobody will be able to force something you don't want upon you. That's like an easy way to manipulate a child.
Откуда вы знаете, чего нам не хочется?
How do you know what we don't want? The old man rubbed Wolfie, who was munching loudly behind the ear.
Я знаю.
Oh, I do know.
Мне шепчут ветра и тени, холодные звезды и безграничные небеса.
Winds and shadow whisper to me, as do cold stars and endless
Они
skies.
говорят, что дети не хотят взрослеть,
They tell me that children don't want to grow up.
превращаться в тех, кто живет запретами, угрозами, наказаниями.
They don't want to turn into those who live by taboos, threats, and punishments. This is like Peter Pan gone bad. His voice grew louder and louder with every word.
Ожиданием старости и смерти.
Those who live waiting to grow old and die.
Дети живут мечтами.
But children live by their dreams.
О, я отлично знаю детские мечты о счастливой и беззаботной жизни.
Oh, I know full well how children dream of a happy and carefree life.
Той, в которой есть чудеса и дикая свобода.
The life of wild freedom and miracles. His voice rang like thunder. It made all hair on my head stand on end.
Все это будет вашим, стоит только захотеть.
All of this will be yours. You only need but wish.
Стоит только попросить.
You only need but ask. And then he whispers,
Стоит только согласиться.
you only need but accept.
Согласиться.
Except, okay, yeah, you can see she's hypnotized. Olya repeated after him like an echo, as if enchanted.
Да, моя дорогая,
Yes, my dear girl.
вкусить это.
Partake of this feast. We don't want. The old man pointed toward the fox
Я
girl.
прошу тебя, ради всех нас, ради меня, ради сестры.
Please, I beg of you, for all of us, for me, for your sister.
Зайчик, отведай хотя бы кусочек.
I don't want to be Bunny in this one. Please, Bunny, take just a single bite.
И тогда ты все поймешь.
Well, I've seen what happens when I do, so I don't want to. I want to see what happens if I don't. And you'll understand everything. Refuse. Refuse. I felt like chilling winds blew from the cavities of her eyes, from the dark holes of other beasts, and the towering old man's too. The owl's face twitched nervously. The wolf's maw dropped with saliva. The bear shuffled his feet, any trace of sleepiness gone from his face. And from behind us towered the one who pretended to be Grandpa Frost all this time.
Я сказал, мы уходим.
I said we're leaving. I like how it sounds so serious about it. I gripped my sister's hand even tighter. Candy slipped out of her fingers and smacked against the floor. Olya started looking around, frightened.
Я сказал, мы уходим.
I said we're leaving. Alisa patted at me, and despite everything, I felt immense anger.
Ох, ну какой же ты все-таки
My, why do you have to be
дурачок.
such a dunce? I heard the flute's melody, but now it reminded me of a cracking weep of, or even agonizing convulsions of a fish that was thrown out to the ice. Okay, I hope nothing terrible will happen, but yeah, I have a feeling that it will go bad. So far, every ending was Music dangled about, striking at my ears. And then the crystal castle was filled with cries of children that slowly turned into beastly howls, intermingled with the sounds of crunching bones and ripping skin. The china platter filled to the brim with maggots smashed onto tiny pieces. Alisa's orange fur coat ripped at the seams, letting out a cloud of foul-smelling fog. Her twisted face bared its teeth, and the stench attacked my nostrils again. The fog screamed, blood streaming down her cheeks like tears, making her fur sticky. Her bone-naked tail whipped against the walls with its vertebrae. I shielded my crying sister. Horror drilled into my stomach, rushed through my guts, and rose up to my throat. I felt the urge to tear off my glasses and lose sight. I wanted to squeeze my eyes out and go blind forever. I turned to face the owl, and my face contorted from disgust. Yeah, okay, they look like the same as they were in previous ending. Worms wriggled inside her mask's feathers. Her rotten beaks snapped like garden scissors. I staggered back and barely avoided bumping into the wolf. His face was stretching out, his bones crunched. Teeth poked out of his festering gums like shards of broken glass, and his swollen tongue kept on tirelessly licking them. At the edge of my vision, I saw the bear block our passage. Every inch of his body oozed scarlet ink or larve clogged his teary eyes. Creepy. Yeah, Olya will have so many issues afterwards. I pulled the shocked Olya close, looking for the exit in panic. My foot ended up in a pile of sweets, but those were no longer candy. Human remains blanketed the floor. Ribs with shreds of meat on them and turnout jaws. Okay, it actually makes sense. The tooth knuckles and moss-covered pelvic bones. Tiny skulls and scalps swimming in a sea of blood. Eat up. Yeah, we'll see his face now. Yeah. The horned monstrosity towered over me, clutching a bone flute in its long clawed fingers. A giant goat that shed his kind old man form, completely black, emanating hatred and malice. He scorched me with red-hot coals inside his eye cavities. His horns scraped against the ceiling. Okay, we need to run away. Eyes cracked and thawed, dripping down, forming muddy pools of water, bearing metal walls that were hidden underneath it. Okay, this is the garage, right? I realized that we were doomed inside this cramped womb of a dungeon, surrounded by howling beasts. All I could do was hug my sister even tighter and watch how the circle around us shrank, how ugly paws reached out to us from behind the veil of a bloody fog. Let me rip them to shreds, master. Wolfie is the most violent one, it seems. I'll tear their eyeballs and screw their oozing wounds. The growling wolf's maw snapped like a bear trap, splattering thick white foam toward us. But he was immediately pushed away by a rotting bear carcass. No, wait, it's my turn to have fun. I got so tired of listening to their damn drivel. Oh. Oh, god dang it. This ending could be actually worse. Oh, I'll rip the skin off this little brat while she's still alive, right in front of her brother. I'll make him eat his own sister. I'll fill his belly full of her god. Good. Please, master. It felt like his face was about to tear apart, crack like an eggshell, letting out something even more sinister, nasty, scary. The gnarly old claws grabbed at the grinning bear, stopping him from getting close. She's mine! Mine, you scumbags! Get your paws off the girl. The cackling zoo formed a furball that started rolling guts and thought fat. Fight against each other, let us escape! They fought with each other, tore out scraps of fur and feathers, ready to rip each other apart like a pack of hungry dogs fighting the leftovers. A sudden squeal of the flute pulled them apart as if someone tugged at their leashes. The master of this pack charmed the monsters with his soul-rending music, turning them into unmoving silent marionettes that faithfully awaited his commands. The goat stopped nibbling on his shin bone flute. Its devilish melody that sounded like a chorus of children being run over by a steamroller went silent for one last time. A chunk of raw human flesh plopped beside my shaking feet. Eat or be eaten! Consumed by fear, I turned toward Olya. She lay by the wayside covered in pink snow, just like the Sleeping Beauty in that cartoon. She probably lost consciousness from this soul-rending spectacle. I wanted to wail, to go mad, to die quickly and painlessly, right there and now. But alas, I couldn't. I was still inside this torture chamber, choosing between a gruesome end inside the monster's stomachs and cannibalism. Woolen meat grinders kept on staring at me with their greedy, infinitely hungry eyes, ready to gnaw at my bones before eventually eating them if I dared refuse their master's offer. But if I was to agree, I'm sure I would lose my free will just like them. I'll turn into a perpetually hungry monster that dances to the tune of a bloodthirsty madman. And I'll surely lead Olya and all those who I hold dear to their deaths. My lips trembled, a feeling of nausea turned my stomach inside out, but somehow I found the strength to scream.
Никогда и ни за что! Я человек!
No way, never, I'm a human! Those words could be later used as my epitaph, but I knew that my remains were destined to never be found. My surroundings went dead silent. Eat them, bleed them, tear them apart. The horn shadow consumed us. Sweet meat. Alisa rushed to the goat and stood between us, ridiculously tiny compared to the giant monster. Her tail dragged after her, leaving behind a scarlet trail. Fleas jumped around her back and the bones sticking out of it. Okay, is she like trying to protect us?
Подожди. Не спеши так. Не
Wait, no need to be hasty.
Зайчик нам еще пригодится. Зайчик нас покормит. Вкусненько.
We still have use for the bunny. He will bring us a tasty treat.
Для медведя и лисы. Зайчик кушать принеси.
Flames inside his eye socket stopped trembling. Still dolls bared their teeth in anger. You call him Bunny? Tear apart and swallow up. Imposter. Hoot. Gut-filled meatbags.
Заткнитесь, пустомели.
Shut up, buffoons.
Разве вы не чуете? Разве вы не помните?
Can't you feel it? Have you forgotten?
Когда он чуть не укусил Луну на снежной поляне.
The moment when he almost took a bite out of the moon at the snowy clearing. The cannibals went silent, swallowing saliva in disappointment. Alisa, in the meantime, took a sharp turn and returned to the form of a cute child with a fox mask on that I met for the first time on one January morning. She glided toward me, dissolving the horrors around us with the smell of tangerines, firecrackers, and magic. Her soft paws touched my cheeks, removed a sticky strand of hair from my forehead. Alisa embraced me and whispered in a sweet voice,
Тоша, ты хочешь спастись?
"Do you want to save yourself, Tosha?" I stayed silent, gritting my teeth. I was afraid to look away, afraid that this fleeting illusion could get shattered.
Мой милый, скажи, ты хочешь спасти свою сестру?
Tell me, sweetie, do you want to save your sister? Tell me, sweetie, do you want to save your sister? Please tell me she's actually gonna say, then run. And not like, yeah, eat the meat. Tears sprayed from my eyes as I wept.
Да.
Yes? I continued to sniffle and shake, grabbing at the hem of the fox girl's long coat.
Скажи громче, чтобы все слышали.
Say it louder so that everybody could hear you. Delirious from sorrow, I screamed, my face awash with tears. My mouth was immediately filled with the metallic aftertaste of blood. The fog's black fingers kept pushing a chunk of human flesh deeper down my throat. I fell to my knees, coughing up blood, unable to vomit it out. Rotting carcasses of animals surrounded me once again. Dude. Yeah, those sneaky foxes. What a joke. Master let me take a small bite from the girl. Hootie, stay the fuck away. Boiling anger swallowed up my mind. Something foreign and primitive burst forth, pounced from inside me.
Только попробуй, и я вырву твой поганый язык и засуну глубоко в клаку, ты безмозглая курица!
Oh wow. Let me see you try. I'll tear out your filthy tongue and shove it deep down your cloaca, you brainless chicken. The ominous owl jumped away in surprise, accompanied by the fox cackling. My voice went out and then I bent in hell. Vomit poured out of my mouth, along with the part of the treat that I wasn't able to regurgitate. You're right, Bonnie. She said you're right to Alisa, I guess. His finger poked me. I felt like a knife was lodged handle deep into my solar plexus. It's your turn to treat us.
Добудь к следующей ночи мясо, а иначе...
Get us some meat until tomorrow night, or else... Alisa silently stepped into the shadows, and the goat put his foul-smelling maw right into my face and roared. Okay, it's the same. Or else we'll eat your entire family. He knocked his hoof against the floor and I ran for my life, forgetting about everything else. I heard him scream at my back, "We'll eat you up alive." Shards of ice fell on my shoulders, dead rodents frozen inside them. He's taking Olya, right? I managed to break free to the place where pines moved their branches and showered me with snow, like cooks sprinkling salt on porridge. The wind tore at my hair. I turned around and froze over. Garage. Yeah. The garage was disappearing right in front of me, dissolving in layers, becoming dim and then transparent, before a gust of wind finally swept away the phantom of black walls. Okay, where's Olya? Where's Olya? Only then I realized that I let go of my sister a long time ago and she was left behind at the monsters. Then there was only a giant snow pile left in place of the castle. A girl's wrist poked out of it, like a cross would poke out of a burial mound. Terrified, I rushed over to the snow pile and started digging. Olya's pale face, along with one of her shoulders appeared from under the white mask. Her bluish lips trembled. She's alive!
Я сейчас!
Hang in there. My throat went dry when I remembered that I shouted the same words to Katya before. I continued digging and prayed for her to hang on. At some point, I was able to see her stomach. I'm cold. Her voice was faint.
Ничего,
It's
отнесу
okay.
тебя домой, согрею. Шоколадом напою. Ты только не засыпай, слышишь?
I'll carry you home. We'll get you warm by drinking hot chocolate. Just stay awake for me. You
Ты
hear?
только...
Just, my fingers came across something sticky and hot. I cleared out more snow. It turned red and mushy.
Что это? Что это?
Okay. I have a bad feeling. What's this? What's there? I gulped.
Почему ты не отвечаешь?
Why won't you say anything? How could I tell her? Oh god, Ola's body didn't exist below the stomach. Rings of guts fell out of the wound. Ola tilted her head and stared at the horrifying scraps, then let out a deafening scream. Okay, the only child missing here is Vyasha. We're deeply grateful for everyone who purchased the game in early access. Yeah, okay. So, if that actually happened to her, I'm not choosing this at all. Because either way, it doesn't matter. He becomes a bunny. But his little sister, if she's actually hurt like that, she'll die. And I don't want to see that. Oh god dang it. Wow, each time each ending is just gruesome. Doesn't matter. Wow, like something terrible will happen either way and you like, oh damn it. Well, from Alisa's route there's only one thing left, to go to the police. Probably it's not really a big difference. But either way, I want to test this out. Yeah, I'll do it probably after I complete Polina's route, at least one time. Like, I want to see if there's anything actually different. That was brutal. Take care. See you next time.